It is my business. I am the owner. Started the business in 1989. I'm totally responsible for hiring all my staff, therefore responsible for people working for me.
Good afternoon, Remax 2000.
We sell residential real estate. I am one of the few offices with a commercial branch also, but we list and sell properties. We are the largest franchise in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. I have to have somebody who will be there, number one, and the one thing I found with Kelly, who has been working with me in my office, that I have found that she's more competent in doing things when she's told to do. She comes in and takes care of the initial things, cutting the machines on, cutting the lights on, making coffee, and these things that I worried about that was oftentimes left before undone, those things are like I never worry about.
At my job, I answer telephones, send faxes, receive faxes, make sure the machines are filled with paper, and I do some Microsoft Word.
She sits at the front desk at my office. She's basically a receptionist with other job responsibilities, so she is the person that people meet when they enter the office.
Francis, can you please come to the front? You have an appointment.
As far as hiring somebody with a mental illness, I've had no difficulties in hiring the person, and the fact that the employment specialist was with her in the beginning gave me the confidence to give that a try.
You put it directly into their voicemail, right?
In the beginning, she was very introverted, and I had the employment specialist work with her.
She was sitting there with me, helping me to remember different things that I could say to people on the telephone. She helped me a lot.
I think the way it's being done with an employment specialist, making sure that this person can handle the job, it gives me the confidence that I can go ahead with something like this. And I think the whole thing of people like Johnson & Johnson and Dartmouth College supporting it gives a lot of credibility to the program.
Hi, Kelly. How are you? Hi, how are you?
It was a very good business decision. I've seen her grow over a period now of the last 2 to 3 months into someone that I would hire without being in this program.
I'm proud of what I do because it's helping somebody out. And not only that, it's helping me out too.
Running a library is just like running any other type of business. Elements of facility management, human resource management, materials management. It encompasses every venue of running a business. We're looking for the same attributes that every business cherishes. It's not really different from any other business. It is, in fact, just like other businesses. John is a shelving assistant.
Well, my job is important. What I do is shelve the books and make sure they're in place. And I do that by getting the cart every morning when I come in and bringing it to the fiction section. And then I start filing the books away very carefully.
As a shelving assistant, he is also responsible for ensuring that the shelves are neat and orderly. He has the responsibility of checking the shelves to make sure patrons haven't misshelved items, and if they have, to put them in the correct place. He's done all of that and been successful, and he has one of the best sections in this library. There's no difference between, say, ordinary employees and those who suffer from mental illness. In all instances, the employee that you've hired and quote-unquote is ordinary has challenges, family challenges, educational challenges. They have something going on that requires you to spend time and attention helping them to be successful in the organization. He has been successful in not only shelving the required amount, he exceeds the required amount of books that we initially asked him to do. And for the 2 to 2.5 weeks that I put in an effort in the beginning, certainly it's paid dividends now because he's a model employee.
At first I didn't feel like I could do it, but then I discovered that I could. Because I had a job, it makes me feel better about myself. I'm doing something productive every day.
I think it's important to give them the opportunity to allow them to be successful, to work collaboratively with the employment specialist to try to make it a positive experience. And I think you need to treat them as individuals, judge their work experience on its own merits, and allow them to handle the tasks that you feel are necessary specific to that job. And I think we've had great success with that here.
We want people that come on board that can do and want to do. We need people that are going to report on time, that are not out sick a lot, that can be given a task and they'll do it. The Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. I don't think the commission's any different from any other corporation because we have a budget, a bottom line that we have to adhere to. And if we don't, we are held accountable. They're people. People with mental illness are people first. They may have some issues, but my opinion is we all have issues. So you just have to make adjustments. And quite frankly, I can't think of too many accommodations that we've been asked to make other than perhaps individual doesn't want to work full time. So, okay, we want a win-win situation. So if you can't work 40 hours, there's no need of us hiring you for 40 hours. So what can you work?
I am a clerk with Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. I do a lot of clerical jobs.
She does charts, she types, she files, she does different types of invoices.
You know, I want to do my job. I don't mess around. I want to get my job done.
And I know they're working with her to see if they can get on for a career position. Career position will mean that she'll have benefits as well as a salary. The advantage of hiring a person with a mental illness is that you bring them back into the fold. That's our responsibility as a society, not to just take care of the strongest, but even those in between. And quite frankly, we have not had any problem that we couldn't work out. We have had no catastrophes, no disasters. It has all gone very smoothly.
I don't know why people put people down for being mentally ill, because mentally ill people are capable. They can do things. People need to work. You know, like people need each other. They need to work. They need to feel wanted and needed, cared for. It's important.
Hardware City is kind of a fun place. We treat it like a family. We like waiting on customers because we're in a people business. If we don't have a customer, we don't have a business. It's that simple. It's very hectic. We're a very busy store. We're in a metropolitan area, and we're very fortunate because our customers are very loyal to us and just come back, and that's what the key is. When we hire folks to work in our organizations, we never know how anybody's going to work out, and all of us have had experience, whether there's a mental illness background or not, that some people are going to work out well in your organization, some are not. That's life.
Primarily, I've been employed for 5 years in the lawn and garden department, waiting on customers, unloading the freight truck, and doing a lot of stocking. What I like is I can take my own initiative, and the management has the confidence in me, and I have the confidence in myself to give good information.
When you get into lawn and garden area, you have to really know what you're talking about with square footage, and you don't want to over-apply a chemical. You only want to use as much as you have to use. So Dan taught himself a lot of the information. We have a big, thick book called Ortho Book, and it's the Bible of gardening, truthfully, and he took an older copy home to learn. So he self-educated himself quite a bit, but now Dan is the teacher. That's the neat part. It's turned around. He takes the new folks and teaches them a lot. He works part-time here, a steady part-timer, and they are hard to find in the retail business. I would suggest to any employer, if they can work through an employment specialist, through an agency that may be helping this person. In our case, they came on site and learned what Dan should be doing also. And they were very much a partner in the success of that person initially. I was so pleased to hear that Johnson & Johnson and Dartmouth College were working together, and the endorsement of such a great group of folks will help some employers feel more comfortable and confident about taking that first step. If they take the first step, they're going to love it. They get great people.